One of the many challenges that has arisen during the pandemic has been that of lost learning. In this video, we're going to present some tips using Cloud Design Box and Microsoft Education packages to encourage students to catch up independently. In the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, there have been multiple factors to give rise to lost learning. Higher absence levels have lowered attendance for both staff and students. Working and learning on-site and off-site is a very different experience for each individual and will lead to different levels of engagement in teaching and learning. Abrupt changes in restrictions have led teaching to go from face-to-face to remote and then to blended learning. Depending on an individual's circumstances, they may have suffered difficulty with connectivity and they may have struggled to participate with online lessons. Ultimately, this has caused lots of disruption and has led to lost teaching hours, lost learning outcomes, and lost assessment data. And because these levels of disruption are so unique to the individual student, it has made it incredibly hard to keep track of gaps in learning. So how can we address lost learning? We can look at strategies that help the teacher identify gaps in learning for specific students. More importantly, we should consider strategies that encourage student independence. And this means the student can identify gaps in learning themselves and give them the tools to do something about it. Strategies that we consider should focus on saving teacher time, driving up the quality of resources, encouraging students to take ownership of learning, and be easily monitored. So let's look at some of the tools at our disposal to help us with lost learning. Today we're going to look at Microsoft SharePoint to create easily accessible and centralized resources for students to browse. Next, we'll take a look at Microsoft OneNote and the idea of creating topic notebooks. This can help us present a really good overview of perhaps a term of work just in one file. Next, we'll take a look at resetting any lost assignments in Microsoft Teams without sending that assignment out to the whole class, but perhaps just resetting it for an individual or a small group of students. Finally, we'll then look at Microsoft Forms as a great way to identify gaps in learning and subsequently to track any progress in catch-up.